Welcome on stage, Dimitris Andreadis, Engineering Director at Red Hat. Thank you, Dimitri.
Hello. Oops, it's too loud. So thanks for coming in the middle of your lunch. This is a bonus talk today. And we're going to talk about the death of Java EE. We're going to put another nail in the coffin of Java EE. Who's a Spring user here? Yeah. All right. So, you know, the king is dead, but there's a new king. The new enterprise Java king is called Jakarta EE. And my name is Dimitris Andreadis. I work for Red Hat. I lead the Wildfly and the JBoss Enterprise Application Server team. So let's see quickly how we got in this mess. Java is an old technology. It was a project created at the turn of the century with the idea to, unify the solutions for enterprise Java and let developers be able to use a portable platform to write their applications. The spec was created, something like 30 different vendors competed back then. The market has consolidated, so we have something like 3-4 major players remaining. And if you look at how the spec evolved, initially it was like 2 years for a new release. 2 years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 4. And then we got stuck. At some point, things were not moving at all, and people were wondering what happened. And the thing that happened was the cloud. The cloud happened. And then all the companies, like Oracle, IBM, Red Hat included, everyone was trying to figure out, what to do with this thing. Is the stuff we're doing still relevant? Can this technology be used to address the, microservices, cloud deployments? And Red Hat in particular, Oracle in particular was, very slow with this. They had moved the resources to other projects. Nothing was moving. And people noticed, and there was a group called the Java Guardians that came together as a grassroots initiative, and they demanded for Java EE to move forward. And companies as well came together and tried to do something about it. So in 2016, Red Hat Summit, IBM, Red Hat, Payara, Tommy Tribe came together and say, let's see what we can do together. How can we move the standards one step ahead? Can we address the cloud use cases? Can we work in an open source fashion, without the central control by the JCP? And MicroProfile was born. This open forum where anyone could come in and participate, and they would propose new standards, iterate over them in an open source fashion. So that was MicroProfile. So who has heard of MicroProfile? Yeah, good. And initially the idea was, let's see what we need to make a very basic microservice. We need REST, we need JSON, and we need CDI to bind those together. So the existing specifications from Java EE 7 were taken, and we said, oh, that's MicroProfile version 1. Very simple. And Oracle took notice, and they said, oh, okay, let's try to finish Java EE 8. So there was a replanning that was announced in Java 1, 2016, and we said, let's drop stuff that is not so sexy, so, update to JMS, MVC, management. Let's add some features that are more cloudy, like configuration API and health check, and try to, roll out Java EE as soon as possible. And then, cataclysmic events happened within the past year. My team delivered Wildfly 11 and EAP 7.1. Well, yeah. But the important one was, of course, Java E8 was finalized. So that meant some nice small updates to JAX-RS, like asynchronous REST, HTTP version 2 support, server-send events, new CDI update, bin validation, JSON bindings, and a new security API. So, you know, you wouldn't think you need 4 years to deliver that much, because it wasn't much. But at least, you know, this was finalized. But it's interesting to see what happened on the MicroProfile side, where within 1.5 years, 3 different versions were produced. So Eclipse MicroProfile version 1.1 added the configuration API. Do I have laser? No. The next version added the fault tolerance. So think, circuit breakers, bulkheads, this type of patterns. Metrics, Java Web Token propagation, health check, when, you know, Kubernetes pings your application to see it's alive. Open tracing, open API, a lot of goodness in there. And, you know, the unthinkable happened. After all this evolution, Oracle came forward and said, you know, we're going to open up Java EE, we're going to free Java EE and put it in an open source foundation. That was a very brave move from Oracle, and they should be applauded for that. And it was, you know, rubber stamped at Java 1 last year. Red Hat, IBM, Tommy Tribe came on a stage and said, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to move Java EE into Eclipse and make it open source. And the Eclipse Enterprise for Java project got created. It's a lousy name, but you can read it backwards, J4EE. It's more sexy. And what was the purpose of EE4J? Like 3 things. The first was to take the existing specification and move it over to Eclipse and make sure we evolve from this point on. Evolve meaning, you know, address the cloud use cases. The second one would be to come up with a process that is open, so that anyone, you, companies, you know, anyone with an interest in the new Java EE can participate very easily. And continue the branding of Java EE. So when you see the Java EE stamp, you know that, you know, this is a compatible implementation. I can take it. I can move on to, you know, some other vendor if I don't like it. And then build a community, because, you know, open source is nothing without a community. So we need to bring the people together. We need to bring you guys. Some key principles, you know, everything open source, transparency, meritocracy, all the good stuff. Code first. We need to know that what we propose as a standard actually works. Compatibility, innovation, agility. We want to move fast. You know, we cannot longer do, you know, 4-year cycles to come with a new specification version. So what happens now? What happened this year? There's a new name. So it's not called EE4J, it's called Jakarta EE. There was a vote, people proposed names, they went through legal, and then, you know, the best names were put into vote. People chose Jakarta EE, which is interesting because, as you pointed out, it's the biggest city on the island of Java. And also, it's the old, if you remember, who remembers Jakarta EE in Apache? You just showed your age to the rest people here, but yeah, it was the project that hosted Ant, Maven, Tomcat, you know, Velocity. So they donated the name to the new foundation. there is a logo. It's interesting that all Java EE didn't have a logo. They were using the Java logo with the word Java EE. So now there's a logo. Again, there was a competition. And we're very proud that one Red Hat guy won. James Cobb from Red Hat made this logo. So what does it mean to move the stuff over to Eclipse? It's a lot of work. The reference implementation consists of something like 40 different projects. And moving them to Eclipse requires that we go an extensive list of steps to make sure everything is sterilized and it can build from open source and there's no intellectual property issues and so on and so forth. So there's a very nice page. You can go and check the status of the migration. There are two goals. The first is to rebuild the reference implementation in Eclipse and go through the certification process. So the first version of Jakarta EE will be Java EE 8 certified. And the second goal will be to transfer the test suite that verifies that the implementation is compliant. And this will be called Jakarta EE, TCK. So two steps. The first step is supposed to be completed by the end of the summer. The second step by the end of fall. There's a new website. The usual suspects participate. So Fujitsu, IBM, Oracle, Payara, Red Hat, Tribe, they're the strategic members. But it's interesting to see the rest of the members. So you see there, Lightband, Microsoft, Pivotal, SAP. So everyone wants to have their fingers in this cake, It's a very delicious cake. So what's next? Okay, let's say we move Jakarta EE there, we rebuild it, yeah. Why should I care? Well, we ask the people. We ran a big survey, something like 2,000 people responded with what they want from Java EE. So first of all, what they liked about Java EE. They like stability. They like the fact that you have many APIs, rich set of APIs. They like the fact that you have many implementations. This is the page from the Cloud Native Foundation that shows the technology that people use now to build microservices. There are more than 200 technologies in there. So what happens is that you guys go and pick, I'll make my own software stack, and then I get stuck because there's no standards. There's no easy way to, switch components. If I don't like this implementation, I move to the other one. So things like, how you support this stuff, after 2 years, when this technology has, gone down the drain. Can you switch to something else? Not easily. So anything we can do to create, a standard to protect your investment, it's a good thing. And I think you should care about this. So what's missing from Java EE? Well, support for microservices. Surprise. Integration with Kubernetes. Faster pace of innovation. Well, it's quite interesting that all those requirements were satisfied by MicroProfile. So MicroProfile showed how you do it. You can go faster, you can innovate faster, you can address the cloud use cases. Now, both projects are in Eclipse, so it's up to the community to decide what will happen next. Will they merge? It's quite likely Jakarta EE will get a MicroProfile profile. Or MicroProfile could act as an incubator to bring the most stable APIs back into the platform. The community will decide. But you have to realize what we're doing here is, we're rebuilding a distributed application server. Before you have your server, you control all aspects of your environment. Now you have your application and you have all sorts of stuff going around. And you have to configure, integrate, manage all of it. Right? So we better make this successful. what people don't like about Java EE. Some say it's fat, it's big, it's missing technologies. I think partly this is FUD. You know, if you take, people still remember, you know, WebLogic, WebSphere to be the application server, but anything beyond that has really moved on. All the modern runtimes can boot in 2-3 seconds. You know, they're super fast, light. There is work to be done, and I think there are two things missing. One aspect is the composability of the platform. So you should be able to say, I want those 5 APIs and nothing more. And that should be a valid option. And then we have to make the various components more componentized. So for example, if you use CDI, and CDI brings transactions, and transactions brings JTS, and then that brings Corba, you know, you're out of luck. Other Jakarta ideas, well, reactive streams, service mesh, Istio integration, new profiles for Internet of Things, for mobile, even for transactions, replacements for legacy technologies, so on and so forth. And how we are involved, Red Hat. Well, we're pretty much involved, both in MicroProfile, so we have a project that more or less tracks the MicroProfile spec and implements the technologies. It's called Wildfly Swarm. It recently changed name to Thorntail. Wildfly, which is like my team, we're moving into quarterly releases. So every quarter now you get a new Wildfly release, which is super cool. And if you want to know how we managed, because we kind of averaged about 18 months for major versions. And we're bringing down that to 3 months. So we had to become ourselves agile. So tomorrow I have a talk to say how we're doing, let's say, large-scale Kanban in our team. If you're interested, come there and hear about it. So as soon, well, I should say that just yesterday we released Wildfly 13. That was our second quarterly release. It implements all of Java E8. So we're almost there. We just need to get the certification stamp. We will do it by the end of the summer. That is our roadmap. So as soon as we're done with Java EE, you know, we switch the team over to Jakarta EE. You know, we're very much, you know, full behind this initiative. On the product side, also, you know, we want to be more, you know, cloud friendly. So we created a new product stream quarterly as well. It follows Wildfly. So every quarter you will get a new release in the form of, you know, container images. If you're doing, you know, cloud deployments on OpenShift, you know, that's the way to do it. So for more information about this, you know, find me and I'll tell you about it. That's how the real schedule look like. 5 minutes? Yeah, okay, I have time. So that's it. I mean, the future is bright. The future of Java, Jakarta EE, and it's up to, you know, all of us to stop whining. You know, people were whining. Oh, you know, I don't like this and don't like that. Well, now you have a very easy way to come and participate. It's open, you know, for the individual, for small teams, for large organizations that want to have an active role, and it's in the making. You know, it's new, so that's an excellent time to get involved. Check out the mailing lists. They're very active. You know, you can go and say your opinion. I want this. I don't like this. I want to work on that. It's a great way to get involved with open source, and nowadays open source is also, you know, a career. There will be companies looking for people that know Jakarta EE, that they have contributed to this or that specification, and there are many of them. There are many, you know, there are needs for a lot of people there to come and, you know, write code for the project. And I'm done.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Dimitris. Do you want to take a question or two? Do you want to take?
We can take like
Let's take one or two
couple
questions.
of questions
Yeah,
if you
let's
want.
take one or two questions if we have them. Last chance. Going once, going twice. Not sold. Thank you very,
I got
very
scared.
much.
Thanks.
And we did very well because we started.